Quickybaby Frampton, and I am here now with my good buddy Jingles. Finally, the dream team is here from yesterday.
We're bad. He's drunk, and I'm mad.
What? Drunk, Jingles. So,
don't worry, we'll edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit that out. So we got two fantastic games with just you and me casting coming right up
right.
here.
Yeah. First one, EL Gaming versus Kazna Crew.
Kazna Crew, I had the pleasure of watching earlier on the main stage. Absolutely fantastic game for them. They absolutely dominated School Bus on their second map, Murovanka. But on their first map, which was on steps, School Bus really took it to them. They were 3-1 down, but they came back to finish the game 5-3.
Yeah, pretty convincing win. And they're through to the semi-finals against EL Gaming, who I believe were the second seed in the Asian Pacific server.
Their picks on the second map on Murovanka was just so much better. They picked those two Walker Bulldogs, and those Walker Bulldogs went on to dominate. And we have our game coming up right now. The second seed from the Asia and Australia region, EL Gaming, versus
the European champions,
Kazna Crew. Here we go. So their setups are fairly similar. We've got T54 lightweights for EL Gaming, along with the LTTBs.
LTTB, a pair of LTTBs.
They were popular with Arete yesterday as well, weren't they? Whereas Kazna Crew are going for 6 T54 lightweights, and they're taking 1 tier 6 instead of 2 tier 7s. So we're playing on Murovanka as the first game. We noticed yesterday, Jingles, remember the game with the breakthrough by Santa Claus and the 6 tiers? That on Murovanka, the defending team won 4 times in a row.
That's right, yeah.
Are we going to see that again here?
Now we're seeing High Bar here in the T54 lightweight. He's probing the base. He's trying to see what he can light up.
So this is
spotted anything yet.
This is something that we haven't seen so far, that we're now finally able to get the first-person view on this second stage, which is fantastic. So you get to see how these professional players do drive.
They're all always taking a hit, and he's spotted nothing. So that's unfortunate.
So it's interesting that they've taken those 2 LTTBs. It's the same as the, I believe, Arete, which are another one from the Asia region.
Yes, yeah, the Asian Pacific
region, that managed to work well with those LTTBs, but they still went out against Virtus, I believe, yesterday.
Oh, bit of feedback there. No, it's all gone. So we're looking at Nightmare now here from Elon Gaming. He's facing off against, well, he's trying to spot the enemy T54 lightweight. Both teams seem to be doing something very similar. They're both sending one scout up, trying to probe and see if the enemy team can make a mistake so that they can then capitalise on it.
So right now we've got this T37 played by Yizning, who is the southeast part of the map, and he's getting round them right now. If he gets spotted, I think they're going to be able to dig him out of this position.
What's interesting is that EL Gaming, there's a bush just directly to the west of that second cap, and it's just perfect AMX 12T or T37 sized bush, and they haven't got anybody in there.
So the T37 finally finds his mark on the back of this T54 lightweight's turret Nightmare. That T37 is just going to sit there shooting for days. Are they going to be able to dig out the T37?
I have to say, this is not how I expected to see a match between EL Gaming and Kazna Crew growing. These teams have both got reputations for aggression. And here it comes, here it comes, here it comes.
They are pushing out, but I feel like they are walking into a gun line from Kazna Crew. They have to get down into the valley. They have to avoid the fire from the east. They have to push forwards, and they have to put pressure on Hyber here in his T54 lightweight.
Hyber's trying to go for the low shot kill on Nightmare,
2
but nice
fantastic kills. 2 tier 8 tanks down immediately, but they have the health point advantage. But this is the situation that we've been seeing a lot of. Yeah. You've got more guns in the game, but they're all on low health. There goes one of their guns. Who's going to win here? The team with the higher hit points or the team with more guns left in the game?
There's nothing in the hit points now, although Kazna Crew are landing more shots. But there's still only 200 health between them.
Uralfish is down to 1/3 of his hit points, and he's also lost his driver. He is not going to be very mobile now. Remember that EL Gaming are the defenders here. They can just dig in and hold on, but they're not wanting to do that. They're wanting to get stuck in.
They're kind of committed now.
Spring is behind LD Nexus. Spring should finish him off. He's not going to finish him off, is he? Oh, what? I feel that was a misplay there by Spring to not finish off LD Nexus. And he has taken 2 massive hits now, allowing LD Nexus to cower behind the building,
and allowing to disengage.
Ruster to get in and finish them off.
Yeah.
I do feel that was terrible. Terrible play there by EL Gaming.
That was the moment when EL Gaming lost it, I think.
He could have gone round there, taken the gun out of the game, then he wouldn't have got shot in the side.
And then pulled back so that he was again, instead of It was just a bunch of one-on-one fights when he had teammate firepower behind him that he didn't use.
So as we might expect, Kaznakru take the first game. But immediately what we thought that might happen, the defenders, not going to happen here really, is it?
I think pretty much everybody's expecting Kaznakru to win this semi-final, but everybody was expecting Yato to crash and burn in the quarterfinal, and they took it to a tiebreaker. So,
and a close tiebreak at that.
Very, very close tiebreak. So, yeah, it's you make all the predictions you want. I think most people are fairly safe betting on teams like Navi and Virtus Pro, but in this, I mean, Kaznakru are obviously a great team. You don't win the European Championships by being a bunch of scrubs, but again, that was really, really close, and it wasn't until that one crucial moment that's where it cost them. They could have still come back. But at that point, I can't remember the name of the player, but not taking that gun out and falling back and taking more damage when he fell back instead of taking the shot and reducing the number of guns firing back at him and then falling back and disengaging to his remaining friendly tank and allowing them to gang up on him, that's what cost them the match.
It was the turning point of the match. So, do you feel now? Nerves are out, that first game's over. Do you think Kaznakru are going to continue to show domination? They won their first game against School Bus earlier, by the way, and then they lost the next 3 games on the first map.
Given that, that was very, very cautious game. They were just feeling each other out, probing each other until they committed and went for it. I would expect Kaznakru now to maybe change the style, change the place, go aggressive this time. Now they've got the feel of how EL Gaming perform. The thing about Kaznakru is they're a very, very instinctive team. When it develops into that kind of close-on melee, when there's very little the team captain can do to direct the tanks, and it comes down to just individual instinct and teamwork, that's the kind of situation that Kaznakru tend to have the edge in. EL Gaming, bit of an unknown quantity.
Thrive in chaos.
Yeah, Kaznakru definitely. They seem to do better when they just jump into a massive, when it develops into that kind of just whirling, swirling melee of a fight. Their individual
do you feel the Kaznakru are better in that?
Oh, I do, definitely.
Okay, yes.
They're very aggressive, and they've got because they've played together for so long, because they just practice together all the time. There hasn't been much of a change in Kaznakru's lineup. They seem to work really, really well together. And there's occasions when there's too much going on too quickly for a team captain's calls to make the kind of difference. When it's left down to individual performance and individual teamwork, that's when Kaznakru really seem to have the edge.
I would love to see how much damage those LTTBs did.
Yeah.
Because that's the big difference here between those teams is the Tier 7 picks.
Let's see if they change the lineup for the second match. So we're back on Murovanka.
Yeah, going to be the second attack, I believe, for Kaznakru on Murovanka. EL Gaming are going to be on the defense again, but it didn't seem to change their playstyle last time. Even though they were the defender, they seemed to want to attack. So,
let's have a look.
Exactly the same setup.
Pretty much, yeah.
Exactly the
same setup. So they're pretty confident with this setup. They don't see any need to change it.
The Soviet medium tanks are very strong for the EL Gaming
team.
Team.
Very strong tanks. And we're seeing Kaznakru heading into the forest this time.
So, Kaznakru might be trying to set up to put some pressure on the East, or alternatively, I feel like you can't give up the forest. So maybe they're just going over there to get some hold-in positions and then to see what the enemy team does and develop out from around that.
Have a look we've seen this happen earlier as well. It's as if the teams are swapping positions. Look at how EL Game have concentrated all their tanks up on the E2 sector. They've left one T-54 lightweight to spot.
When you say spot, I think he might actually be a bait. I think what they might be doing is making the enemy team think that they're all lined up along the south.
Right.
I think they want to pretend.
I think they're going to see a very, very strong counter-attack coming from EL Gaming here.
But remember again, they're leaving the cap circle towards the southeast very open indeed. If Kaznakru were able to read this and make it into the cap, they could have this game within 40 seconds.
And look at what Kazna are doing here. They're not completely committing to the south. Look at Yuzny there in the T-37. He's going to run into some opposition here, and that's going to be very, very valuable intel to have.
So what they're doing right now is they're sending their T-37 out the woods towards the north to be able to see if EL are doing that counterflank. They don't quite know what is up now either, or maybe they know exactly what's up.
Here's the thing, because we're coming up to 2 minutes of the game played, and exactly as the analysts were saying earlier, when they were talking to one of the guys from Elevate. If after 2 minutes you haven't spotted anything, your scouts haven't found
Lumberjack
anything,
like
well then you know.
here, taking out half of the forest as he goes through it.
They still haven't lit anybody up. Nobody's been detected yet.
Remember
So
again,
they're gonna have to.
this is an assault for Kaznakru attacking.
Yep.
EL Gaming just have to be calm and collected and dig in, something that we're seeing not a lot of.
They were seeing some blind fire down here, obviously. They're looking at the likely position. They all know where everybody is. They just haven't spotted anybody. So they're putting shots through the bushes. They're blind firing, waiting to see if they hit something.
The T-54 lightweight is pushing along the southern flank. He has been spotted. He has spotted the T-54 lightweight also for Kaznakru. Now they spotted the T-37 that's inside the cap circle, so he is going to have to pull back. He did not take... He took one hit. One hit.
So he did quite well there, getting away with only taking one hit. But he's now on the low ground, he's quite safe. But Fox TS there in the T-54 lightweight down to the far south is in a dangerous position.
Kaznakru still getting the best of the engagement there by a whisker.
Oh,
that changes it a little bit.
EL Gaming.
Massively.
Oh, that's not good. Fox TS could be out if he's not careful.
He is getting slammed in the turret, and he is not spotting anything apart from the T-54 lightweight on
and he's gone.
his east. What a result there for Kaznakru, taking out one of the important Tier 8 tanks on EL Gaming's lineup.
In a very, very dangerous position for them as well, so now they've got to exploit that. But you're not seeing the hyper-aggressive gameplay that you're used to seeing from Kaznakru. They're playing this very, very close to the chest.
This is how they played earlier.
Is it?
Yeah, calm, collected, they played like this. So the thing is what they're doing right now is they're using that, you could argue, unimportant T-37 tank to pressurize the cap. They're baiting it. Now they're applying more pressure. They put 3 in there. We can see the countdown starts. It's down to 22 seconds until Kaznakru will
and they're firing
take the
blind.
victory.
Somebody's got to get in there and spot them. Their LTTB to the north is now
He's going to have
useless.
to make the sacrifice, I think, soon, Jingles.
Somebody's going to have to go. They've got 12 seconds.
Black goes in his LTTB. He has to go full hero mode. 7, 6, 5.
There it is. There it is.
Double.
And he manages to get away without taking an awful lot of damage.
He's behind the building, and
that is a bit of a game-changing play.
I do not think that Kaznakru have enough forces spread out towards the north to be able to get shots into the LTTB. He did not stop behind the building, actually. He continued to go on towards the south.
He's moving down to support Guan Ren there in the T-54 lightweight.
This shows you just how fast the LTTB is, how nimble it is able to evade even some of the most accurate players in the world.
Look at that. What
They are going to push along the south. They're going to use, I believe, these two T-54 lightweights to pressure Grand Ren.
But Guan Ren's got the wreckage of his teammate up there ahead of him this time, and there isn't the volume of firepower coming from the north.
Actually, Kaznakru are taking some shots in here from the ridgeline. I think they might have tried to push in along that southern flank a little too aggressively.
So don't forget, EL Gaming are defending. There's 2 minutes of this game left. Well, here comes the push from Kaznakru from the north.
This is it. They're
trying to catch them in a pincer movement.
What EL Gaming need to do right now is they need to stop and focus on one flank.
That's right.
They are getting sandwiched here between 2 T-54 lightweights towards the south and 3 towards the north. This is a disaster.
Get him.
You can hear the team chat there.
They are trying to push out on one of the flanks, but
They're doing the right thing.
Yeah, they are, but look at the hit points.
It's
1,500 ahead. They are kind of clawing it back. This is the important engagement.
They're focusing on Guan Ren
to ram LD Nexus. Can he get the kill?
Guan Ren's down.
Can Spring deal with Hyber? Can Spring deal with Hyber? No. He is not going to be able to deal with Hyber.
Kaznakru have got this.
Double the health and double the
guns.
Yes. Even though there is a dead driver on Ruster, it is not really going to make a difference here as Kaznakru are going to take the second game. EL Gaming. I really don't like that push. That push, they got surrounded. Kaznakru almost predicted the push. They saw it was happening. They surrounded their opponents and they outplayed them.
It wasn't that EL Gaming really did anything wrong. It was just Kaznakru
Played
did better. Yeah, they played better.
I think that EL Gaming took about 1,500 to 2,000 damage when they did that southern push.
Yeah.
You can't afford to lose 1.5 to 2 tanks in this matchup.
Not when you're already a couple of guns down.
No, you cannot afford to lose almost a third or a quarter of your team.
That's why Kaznakru are the European champions. That was a good game.
2-0. Both times the attacking team won.
Yeah.
Are EL Gaming going to be able to turn this around?
Yeah, now that they're in attack. So is this just a case of Murovanka, the attacking team, tends to profit? Well, no, it isn't. The winning team, the better team tends to profit.
I think in the first game, what we saw is the fact that EL Gaming made individual mistakes.
Yes.
If they hadn't made those individual mistakes, they would have definitely been in a chance to win the game, or alternatively, at least been a lot closer and maybe had a one-on-one at the end of the game.
Or perhaps drawn it out long enough to just win by running the timer down.
In the second game, what we saw is the fact that Kaznakru knew the map very well, they knew the positions very well, they snuck a light tank into the cap circle, and they forced the hand of EL.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that LTTB managed to get in there, get 3 spots off, get the interrupt, and get out with his life.
And only take 1 hit. It was, again, great move from EL Gaming, some quality driving from the LTTB driver. These are not bad teams. I mean, you don't get to the semi-finals of the Wargaming League Grand Final by being a bunch of scrubs. So you can see that, Kaznakru, these are not easy wins for them, but they are now 2 games up. And now we're looking at EL Gaming on the offense and Kaznakru defending. So let's see what Kaznakru are like in the defense. Now, they have been playing very deliberately so far. They haven't really made any mistakes. And they're going to need to keep that up. And hopefully, well, we'll see. Can they make it a 5-0 win streak?
5-0. Let's hope it becomes a little bit more close and exciting than that. I really do not want to see a 5-0 set of games. Here we go. We're going to be going into the third game of EL Gaming versus Kaznakru.
Yeah, I mean, EL Gaming are good. They don't deserve to lose 5-0, but...
Are we going to see changes in the setups? For Kaznakru, we are seeing all T54 lightweights apart from an AMX-12T, that Tier 6 French
exactly the same. 2 LTTBs, the rest are T54 lightweights. So, EL Gaming on offense.
What are the main weaknesses of the LTTB as a pick in this Jingles?
Absolutely awful gun depression.
Exactly.
Absolutely terrible. If you're on high ground, you need to have the tank pointed downwards in order to be able to fire at somebody who's lower than you. But it's quick.
Well, look at this push by EL Gaming. They're going to try and get up underneath this ridgeline. This position we saw yesterday, Santa Claus used very well with the T49.
Indeed.
They dug the T49 in here and they played peekaboo, but the difference is that the T54 lightweights have no gun depression. They are going
straight for
it. Oh, sweet lord.
Oh, high bar is done.
Guaren's nearly done, but high bar is down first, and they are not stopping. EL Gaming are rushing straight into the fray here.
They don't care about the cap circle.
Look at the LTTBs flanking. This is a lovely play. I feel that this is a great use of the LTTBs. They are dominating, I feel, this engagement. Let's see how it's going to pan out, though. Previously, we saw individual mistakes and misplays cost EL Gaming the game. Are they going to get outplayed on an individual level again? Even though they got a nice rush at the beginning. LD Nexus is about to die if they don't miss. Oh, he's missed the shot. The LTTB, everybody's missing. They finally take out LD Nexus.
This is exactly the kind of situation where Kaznakru excel, but the scores are just, it's too close to call.
You know, Jingles, I'm not sure if Kaznakru are going to excel here unless...
The difference in health between the tanks is...
Will Nightmare get taken
have
down?
The edge.
They finally take Nightmare down. It is 3 versus 3.
3 guns apiece. It's all down to individual teamwork at this point. Kaznakru lost another one.
Alien is down. Urlfish is down.
He's got to kill Reflection.
Oh, he's got to kill the LTTB. Can he do it? Oh,
they've done it. They've done it.
Versus 1. And it's a 12T. I cannot see them making a comeback from this.
Not a chance. Oh, what a reversal. EL Gaming just taking Kaznakru to school in the exact kind of situation where you expect Kaznakru to excel.
Really? Because earlier I did not see that. I did not see Kaznakru excelling
I
in
was
that
seeing that yesterday, although I didn't see the earlier games today.
Earlier, School Bus, when it went frenetic, when the pace increased,
School Bus
really did well. And then Kazna slowed the game down. They got the cross shots, they make the outplays, like we saw in the second game here where Kazna completely outplayed their opponents. But in that third game, I feel like the individual skill kind of gets taken out, and then the synergy and the aggression really came into play.
Yeah, well, that's just EL Gaming showing why they've earned their spot here in the semi-finals. That was an impressive match.
That was awesome.
How long did it last? Like 3 minutes? And done.
I have to admit, though, we are seeing exactly the same plays here from EL Gaming as we saw from Arete yesterday. Yes. Arete pulled this exact same tactic off.
Arete just couldn't quite pull it off.
Well, they got to 4-4, and then they lost the first time on the wrong map.
On the wrong map.
So they had to play
and they had to do a replay.
And they lost again.
Yeah. Yeah, Arete, I must admit, I've been seeing the Asian teams have been playing a lot better than I think most people in the West have expected them to do. But we don't know
At least the
awful lot about
Southeast
the
Asian teams, because the Chinese teams went out in the first round.
So well, that was the first. So now EL Gaming have to attack again.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
2-1. So
2-1.
far, 100% win ratio for the attacking team. What are we going to see next? Attacking team win, do you think? How do you think Casna Crew deal with that? Do you think that was a pretty bad drubbing in a close quarters situation?
I think that's going to rattle Casna because I can't Casna expect to win when they get into that kind of situation, and that's going to make them reappraise their opponents. Maybe they've been taking EL Gaming for granted. Maybe they've been getting a bit too cocky. I doubt it. I don't think teams at this kind of level tend to underestimate their opposition. But we're going to see what they come up with for the goods in the fourth match between EL Gaming and Casna Crew. EL Gaming on their second attack. This is the fourth game. If they can pull this one off and make it every attacking team winning, then it's going to be straight scores, and potentially this is going to end up being another tiebreaker.
So here we go. There are matchup changes. We see that Casna Crew are taking a T. They're taking a T-32 Jingles on the defense.
Ooh.
And they're also taking 2 Walker Bulldogs. And EL Gaming are doing what looks like, if it worked the first time on your assault, let's bloomin' well do it again. Looks like they're going to get stuck in. But they're losing a T-32 to defend.
The T-32 in defense is not a bad idea as long as you don't get rushed.
Well, I think it might. I think he'll just last long enough. He'll last long enough. There. I think he's going to start poking. Hold down. He'll last, and they'll get their whole gun line ready to blitz people as they come over the ridge. A bounce off the LTTB. It looks to me like I can't quite tell if he's using the 90mm or the 100mm.
It looks like the 105.
Oh, they've spotted the Walker Bulldog in the southeastern part of the map.
As one of them hit him.
We didn't spot that. No. The LTTB actually went to the southeast corner, so they're not doing exactly the same thing. They're not being predictable. They've seen the T-32 is there. They've seen the M41 Walker Bulldogs
and
are there.
And they know for a fact that if they rush that T-32, the entire gun line behind them is going to carve them up.
And here it comes. Here comes the EL
They're not
Gaming
stopping to kill the T-32.
Rush. They will kill him on the move, Jingles.
They're going to kill him on the move, and they're going to carry the fight forward.
Oh, he's got his frontal armor to them. Do you see the ricochets?
They took them far too many shots to put him down, but he is down.
Fox has lost most of his health. He's probably going to die to a Walker Bulldog next. Fox evades the fire from the Walker Bulldog and continues to put some pressure into Ruster. Ruster is now, oh my word, I really feel the EL are in their environment here. If not, can they get the kill? They need to take out Ruster. They need to take him down. They ram him to death. Now they're focusing their fire. Guan Ren is on a smidgen of health. Can he survive? No, he can't. It is 2 T-54 lightweights. They have taken LD Nexus down. It is 3 versus 3, but they are going to take down Spring. It is 2 versus 3 now. Fantastic play there. Casna Crew connecting all of their shots and winning a close engagement. Reflection is Amaranth. He is Amaranth. He is out of it.
But now Vico in the Walker Bulldog is reloading.
But it looks like these 3 people are going to be able to take
reloaded,
down
and so that is pretty much all she wrote. So Casna Crew winning the first defense.
3-1.
So that's the first time we've seen a team on defense win so far.
On Murovanka.
On Murovanka. And our next map is, I can't remember what it is. Is it Runeberg?
I guess we're going to find out very shortly.
I guess we're going to find out very soon.
What did you think about that last game and that performance by Casna Crew?
Well, you can't fault it, really. I think the advantage there was having the Walker Bulldogs alive and completing their reload at the end.
Do you think the T-32 did enough?
He bounced a couple of shots. It took them more shots than it should have to finish him off.
The T-32 forced EL's hand.
They
forced their hand.
Impeccable, aggressive
the reason
play,
for that is because
predict,
if they had left the T-32 where he was...
No holds bar type of aggression we're seeing
was
from EL. Fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and jump into that first battle. You want to break down what happened on the map for us, Mojo?
Yes. I want to show the positions EL actually had. They set up entire line of defense here in this area. What they did, all the tanks in the start started shooting on the buildings here to break all the walls and possible obstacles. They set one guy as a bait spotter here, and one guy stayed here. What they actually wanted is for Casna in one moment to push this area here, for them to shoot them off, and then to overwhelm them with entire aggression with the entire team. It didn't work out. Casna are not fools. They read it out, they countered, and it ended up in a big brawl. What impressed me in that game, skill was great, shooting was really great, Kazna was on down foot. But we had like little battle of two little men in one corner here, Isne in tier 6 and LTB tier 7, chasing each other all the time. Isne bought so much time that the guy had to turn around, go for the other team, and he was actually one of the guns that solved the battle. There also, I think entire Kazna team surviving was on like 700-800 health. And he was surviving that last 2 minutes and shooting them in the back all the time. Those details matter. That player skill matters. Every tank matters. He knows it and he did it. That was really, really nice. That's what I liked.
I think Yilong was also waiting for them to come in the 5 line though. Not only just the 1 line, but in the 5 line. Haiba was not pushed up far enough for them because they were waiting in the bushes. I think the secondary plan was if Haiba pushes up in the 5 line, because he was spotting from very far back, if he pushed up, they would just pounce over and push. But because Kazna didn't do that, they had to react differently.
They broke the houses so they would prevent if Kazna does this, because this is like the most dangerous scenario for them. If Kazna gets behind them, they're dead.
But they were also waiting for the 5 line, because Haiba was spotting from there,
and
not
then
very
they
far
can
up.
counter push and do that. But the basic tactics of theirs are always aggression. So if they're defending, they're ready to just leap over like a tigers and go in the enemy. And later we saw when they're attacking, it was really, really aggressive play. Like they went, I can't call it like a full YOLO, but it was like bite for the neck straight. And it was a really great brawl. Kazna lost it, they learned something upon it. They used the T-32 then as an anchor and a bait on exactly same position, in a position everyone to snipe. He was buying them time with his health.
Also, I think the second game, they missed a lot of shots on that Bulldog, Isne, which was spotted. If they actually managed to do the damage on him that he should have received, they would have had an opening, because in the third battle, they pushed with 7. Now they had 6 and an LTB coming from behind. So, I mean, if they killed him, they had a great opening to go for the cap. And now their hand was kind of forced, and the T-32 took twice as much time to kill as the last time.
Yeah, Isne survived again. And I can say only like Yale should like take another sentence as their motto. Chaos is leather. That's them. Definitely.
I thank you, gentlemen. We're going to come back after this next map, which is going to be Cliff. Let's throw it back to the commentators.
Everyone, we are going to be looking at our second map in our crunch between Kazna Crew and EL Gaming. Right. The next map is going to be Cliff. Cliff seems to favor the attacking team.
It does, and it does seem to favor, well, once again, I would kind of I mean, we saw a couple of games from Cliff the other day, and it tends to be just this massive, violent melee right in the middle of the map underneath that mountain with a lighthouse on top. The games tended to be over very, very quickly indeed, and the most aggressive, or the most controlled aggressive team tended to win. And, well, it's difficult to say which is the most aggressive team out of these two.
I really feel that the most important location on this map will be the center. Let's see how aggressive EL Gaming and Kazna Crew are to try and take that location and then put pressure on their opponents. So we are seeing that EL Gaming are taking their favorite LTTBs, whereas Kazna are deciding to take the M41 Walker Bulldogs. What this means is that they are going to have that initial burst power and also gun depression.
Yeah, yeah, something that the LTTB definitely does not have.
With the auto-loader on the Walker Bulldog, you do have 8 degrees of gun depression compared to the 3 degrees, but they are not going to play intelligent. Oh my word!
There goes one of the LTTBs already.
LTTB down, but a T-54 lightweight down on Kazna Crew's team. Kazna Crew are hemorrhaging health. They are down 1,000 hit points. Neck and neck, it is an onslaught. Earlfish is on a one-shot. Oh my word, Spring is down, Earlfish is down, Black is going down. Can Beko die? Beko is down. Oh, it is 3 versus 3. There is a dead gunner on LD Nexus. He has a dead gunner. He's not going to be very accurate. They are going to take him down first. They do not know that he's got that dead gunner. It is now 2 versus 3, but surely they're going to take LD Nexus down, but he is behind a wreck.
Trying to get behind
they
wreck.
Can't find him. They finally
him.
found him. Now it's a perfect 2-on-2, but it's 2 Walker Bulldogs versus 2 T-54 lightweights. What's the reload status?
They're both reloading.
Yuzne is reloading.
Yuzne will be reloaded sooner.
5 seconds. Yuzne will be ready.
He's going to have to buy time for Haiba.
Haiba needs to run away, or where are they going to choose to make their engagement, Jingles? They're going to turn round now, I believe. We're going to see Haiba turn round and go all in. He's on fire!
He's on fire! He's on fire!
Oh my word! He burns to death inside his tank, and Yuzne is surely going to get rammed to hell. Oh my word. What he is getting, he's making a good fight of it.
He's doing the
But
absolute
surely
best he
he
can.